This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming to you with Illinois policy, a great article I read on pensions. I can't speak enough about pensions, and every time I find new information, I'm definitely going to report about it. Stumble across this article: pensions debt push Oaklawn toward junk credit rating. If you live in Illinois and Chicago, you really need to pay attention to this. The Chicago suburb is facing severe fiscal challenges brought about by its unsustainable pension burden and $75 million in debt. A trend has become too common along in Illinois municipalities. I'm going to put the link inside the description as always. Let's continue diving right in. Again, pensions affect everyone. It's not something that's just based on the baby boom generation. Baby boom generation helps out so many individuals. And we're having one of the largest demographics in history facing these particular problems. And this doesn't spell well for anybody coming after them, as well as the ones who are actually facing it. A middle-class Southwest Chicago suburbs pension and debt burdens are signaling future financial trouble to investors, meaning borrowing is likely to be more difficult for the village and more expensive for taxpayers. The narrative is becoming too common in Illinois, where pension debt is eating money that you spend on police, fire, and other community services. See, this is the thing that really bothers me, and I'm glad they highlighted this and put an underline on it. The credit rating for the Village Oaklawn sits just one notch above junk status after downgrade on October 10th from Moody's Investor Service. Moody's knocked the Village rating down to Baa3 from Baa2 and indicated a bleak forecast for signing Village a negative outlook. Moody's attributed Oaklawn's credit slide to a heightened operating risk posed by its high and growing pension burden, with bond debt standing at $75 million. Moody's started the Village runs the risk of state interception of tax revenues because pension contributions are failing to keep pace with the minimum funding levels required by state law. Oaklawn's police and fire pensions posted unfunded liabilities of $154 million at the end of 2017. Since the state's pensions intercept law took full effect this year, the state comptroller has garnished tax dollars from the nearby suburbs of Harley and North Chicago, forcibly redirecting those revenues to the city's deficient police and fire pension funds. Crowding the city's budget, pension growth forced Harvey into mass layoffs of police and firefighters. What can go wrong when you lay off police and firefighters? The city of Chicago, too, rates state intervention because of pension funding inadequacy. The city's fire pension fund filed a claim with the comptroller for a $3.3 million shortage. Oaklawn could very well face the same fate as Harvey and North Chicago. But Oaklawn is significantly different from Harvey, where a history of corruption and poverty intensified its fiscal crisis. Instead, Oaklawn's current challenges warn that Illinois' system of defined benefit pensions for government workers is simply unsustainable, even for communities with a relatively healthy economic base. What's worse, the same pension issues face Oaklawn and other municipalities weigh on the state as a whole. In August, Illinois earned the distinction of worst debt-to-revenue ratio in the nation, when Moody's reported unpensioned liabilities equals 601% of state revenues. That is just unfreaking believable, man. I can't. Sometimes the only way you can do is just express the outrage of this is just a fucking curse. And I hate to use that kind of language, but in these kind of situations, it's definitely warranted. A recent Mercator Center study pegged Illinois' budget health as worst in the nation, citing massive debts from a government worker health insurance and pensions, among other problems. Both Oaklawn and the state share the near-junk credit rating. Mounting pension pressures has placed severe constraints on municipal budgets across the state, compromising the ability of local governments to improve public services while subjecting residents to tax hikes. Not only can you not improve some services, you also subject the residents to tax hikes. That's an unfair arrangement for taxpayers, as pensions consume a large share of the budget, forcing local governments to raise taxes or fees to keep pace. Residents are effectively paying more in tax dollars to receive fewer services. If you look there, I'm very sorry for you. In Cook County, where Oaklawn is located, homeowners pay nearly double the national average effective poverty tax rate, according to Adam Data Solutions. But Oaklawn and other south suburbs fare even worse when the Cook County average. The average 2070 property tax bill payable in 2018 for a south suburban home with a $200,000 market value was nearly $5,900, surpassing Chicago and the north suburbs' $3,600 and $4,600 average bills, but respectively, according to Chicago Times. Oaklawn's tax burden may already be driving residents out. I would leave too. The suburb has been slowly declining in population, having lost more than 1% of its residents since 2010, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The median household in Oaklawn is 58,707, close to the statewide median of 59,196. And while the village's property tax paying is shared across the other middle-class communities in Illinois, Oaklawn's recent credit rating downside signals a particularly urgent need to reform. Unfortunately, the Illinois Supreme strict interpretation of Illinois' Constitution pension clause has reversed even the most modest reforms. In order for the state to restore local control over municipal budgets and deliver relief to taxpayers, Illinois must amend the state constitution's pension clause to allow for changes to unearned future benefits, while protecting benefits already owed. To reduce pension liabilities, reform should aim to achieve the following: increasing the retirement age for younger workers to bring them in line with private sector retirement ages, capping maximum pensionable salaries to limit excessive pensions. Like this should have been done before it even was created. Replacing permanent compounding benefit increases with true cost of living adjustments, or COLAs. Implementing COLA holidays to allow inflation to catch up to past benefit increases. Automatically enrolling a new government employees into 401k style retirement plans. Defined benefit pensions have failed both government workers and taxpayers, imperiling the former's retirement security while tethering the latter to massive, unpredictable costs. Unless state law workers muster the political will to amend the Illinois Constitution, pension contributions for yesterday's retirees will continue to cast uncertainty over today's government workers and local taxpayers. I tell you, these pensions and not making the change and letting a collapse happen is just irresponsible on so many fronts. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe. Please leave some comments. We're living in different times. You got to be prepared, because unfortunately, collapse is just the only way to end these stories, especially with these pensions. Until my next video, I'm out.